Hi everyone, Anj here back on Nadiya's channel. Thank you so much, Nadiya, for having me again. I hope everyone is doing great and that you guys are ready for this full moon guidance for the 15th of November. The full moon is going to happen at precisely 24 degrees in the sign of Taurus, and it's going to happen at precisely 9:28 p.m. UTC time. So let's get into it. So, first of all, as you guys know, of course, a full moon is the opposition of the sun and the moon. So, right now we have the sun in the sign of Scorpio, the moon is in the sign of Taurus. So, the opposition makes it a full moon. So, the full moon is always a time of reflection. You are able to see that much more your situation, what is actually happening right now, where you are, like what's my what's my way forward, what did I do in the past. You are able to look at things in a broad perspective, right? So you are able to see your relationships with everything, not only with people, but with the choices that you made in your career, and you are able to have that much more awareness about your preferences. So that's why the full moon is always a powerful time during the moon cycle, because it's the time where all that you are deep inside with your emotions and how you feel, am I feeling happy, am I feeling sad, am I feeling fulfilled? That's the moon. And so when the moon is fully lit up by the light of the sun, so it's like finally I am able to see my emotions. They are ready to show me something for my way forward. And so you are able to express it. That's the light of the sun. You are able to express it and have a fully conscious light and awareness around those emotions. So it's always good to take time, not to react so much, but to take time to, okay, look at things, what am I doing here? Am I doing something right? Am I aligned with my purpose? Am I fully fulfilled in what I do for a living or in my current situations? Are my relationships healthy and so on and so on? So that's a good moment to not react so much, but to actually take the time to just observe, like be a witness of your own situation, like detached, from your own body, like, and just see how things are unfolding and what's going on to um, fine tune your preferences. That's very important because Taurus is all about the worth and the value that you possess and that you have. You're gonna have a good sense of, okay, what do I have for me that is tangible, that I can, wait. So this full moon is happening in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is always the sign that defines after the Aries sign that really is the I am. Taurus is I have, and so what do I have that actually define who I am? So it's not just like, oh, this is me, hello, this is my appearance, and nice to meet you, and super quick, and just like introduce yourself to the world. Taurus is really the sign that takes time, that keeps still and be like what do I have for me that define who I am, that define my personality, that define my unique skills, my place in life, and really true to the core and to my own personality. uh, like what do I love and what do I don't like, and so it's fine tuning the preferences to be able to define yourself as a unique individual. So that's the gift of Taurus, is like standing still, and instead of just trying to push your weight outward, outwardly, to have like to make sure that your point is the right point, and kind of like a stubborn energy, right? It's more like, okay, I need to perceive myself as I truly am, and so I need to just stand still, fixate my own identity, because Taurus is a fixed sign, to be able to define and have a better sense of what is worth my attention, what I'm worth, and yeah, what I'm worthy of. So during this full moon is very much going to be the main topic, because we have Uranus that is conjunct to this full moon. We're going to have a kind of like instant recognition of this value, this self-worth that we actually deserve and are proud of, and that we can consciously integrate on the long term. So of course the main event of this full moon is the one that pops up like instantly, is the conjunction to Uranus, of course. And so with this, you have a sense of release of energy. So you are able to have your emotions being, it's almost like being able to see all of them, and especially because it's a full moon, but being so able to detach the not so good side of the moon, being overly emotional and feeling like a victim, and not being able to assess a sense of ownership of this is who I am, and I don't care what other people think, and I don't need to be comforted and protected. No, you can bring this to yourself. You can actually feed and nourish your own self. So that's the moon at its best. So it's like Uranus is helping the moon with this, like accessing the better qualities that she has, not take offense and not being so stubborn in her emotions, but being just freed from them almost. It's like I can see it all and I'm fine with it. And I just accept to be sometimes vulnerable, but at the same time I can see that, you know what, I don't need to be overtly emotional, overly sensitive, and I don't, it's all good. I am my own mother. That's the moon at its best. You don't need to be that sensitive. You don't need to be that, you don't need protection from others, and that everyone is like, taking you with, oh, sorry, and walking on eggs with you. No, not at all, right? So the best moon that you're gonna develop, right, is the one that is confident about her own self. And so your inner qualities, and your inner sense of just feeling good, just being happy with yourself. This conjunction with Uranus can also create a strong bond with a specific community. So you are able to see that much more why you are attracted to a specific community that actually match who you are, that they respect you, that you deserve to be treated that kindly, or that you nourish a specific community that is actually very beneficial for the both of you. This full moon definitely uh, makes it clear what are the right people for you as well. So you don't need to, search and look and pray that, I hope someone is gonna validate me. Not at all. This is not at all a full moon like this. It's like a magnet, right? And the community and the magnet, they're just like brought together during this full moon. So that's gonna be very interesting, especially because we always look at the ruler of a full moon, and in this case, because it's happening in Taurus, it's Venus. And so Venus is all about, of course, self-worth and preferences. And Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, another earth sign, right? That is very particular in this sign, because she's like, I want to know what I love and like, and what is for me for the long term. What do I define myself as my um, ideal career and ideal sense of leadership in the world. And so you can see here Venus that is very serious about her own worth, and that doesn't want any, just butterfly, going back and forth between people, and oh, that's nice, and it's very light, and I love having so many interactions with the whole world. And uh, no, here Venus is wants to make sure that the things she implements and the worth that is given back to her is tangible and is serious, and that she deserves a lot. Even if it takes time, she's willing to sacrifice for the long term and for better quality relationships. What do I want to be known for? What do I love so much that I want to leave this as my legacy in the world? In 20, 30 years, I want to have accomplished all of this, right? And so that's why it's going to be very important, because that sense of where you belong and the people that are attracted to you and the people that actually give you a true sense of self-worth and a very powerful reflection of who you are and what you deserve are going to be brought to you during this full moon. So that's going to be very interesting, especially because not only Venus is in the sign of Capricorn, so it's all about making sure that connections are for the long term and not, just going here and there and not caring and being very light about it, not at all. But she's able to, in the sign of Saturn of Capricorn, it's all about, even if it takes time, let's go slowly, but I want to make sure that these connections are meaningful and that they're going to help me achieve my goals, but not by using other people, but just because you connect and it makes sense, and because you both crave quality. That's a very important word with Venus in Capricorn. And so what's very notable as well is that Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, so that's important to look at what it's doing. He is a few hours prior to this full moon, just starting to go direct again. He's not going to go backwards anymore. He understood all the lessons, he taught all the lessons that he needed to in the sign of Pisces. And so now he's ready to move forward again. So it's very, very, very meaningful that Saturn, during this precise time, just stops in the sky and like, okay, let's move forward, because you don't need me to integrate things anymore and go backwards again. I can stop and start to move forward again, because you got this. You understood all the lessons that I brought to you. So it's very, the timing is perfect always, right? It's very meaningful that Saturn is starting to gain momentum again and decide to go forward right before. And so it's like we are sealing a like pact, or with Venus is like, yeah, you got this, you understood the things that I wanted to teach you. And the moon is like, damn, it makes sense. It makes so much sense, because you're just able to see all the things that you wanted to create and to see in your self-worth in the sign of Taurus. And it's just like comes to mind. It's like a download of energy, and suddenly you can see clearly. That's the Uranus effect on the moon. And now you are able to see clearly the network, the community, the friends that are here for you, and the people that you can count on. And especially where you align your self-worth, and the people you maybe wanted to seek the attention from, then you're like, you know what, no, it's fine. I just get it. It's I don't need to seek attention from these people. I actually have a whole community of people that are truly aligned with who I am, and that are going to bring me so much more, and a sense of self-worth that I've deserved all along. So it's going to be a time of you being able to see clearly the people that give you value and that people who take value from you. When you seek attention after certain people and the response is just off, right? It makes you feel so bad and like with the low self-esteem, then those are not the people for you. Those are not the people for you. You don't have to wonder, oh, maybe it's my fault, and maybe not at all. That's not it. It's just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I was aiming too low, or I'm not targeting the best group of people for me, and so it's fine. It's fine. I don't need to, push harder and harder to connect with those people. Maybe I can just like take a step back, observe, because it's the full moon. Observe, and then see clearly with Uranus and the moon that no, actually, those people are the one that are gonna help me to reach my potential for the long term with Venus in Capricorn. We also have powerful connections during this full moon, because we have a sextile from Neptune and a trine from Pluto that is gonna go to Aquarius a few days after. So this connection, the sextile with Neptune, is actually gonna be helpful, but an easy energy, because we feel like the universe got your back, right? So it's I trust. I decide to trust, and it's kind of like rewarding, because I feel like I'm on the right path and I need to trust, and it's fine. It's like an easy energy. So we don't feel like, oh, it's so hard to, see my way through. It's kind of like an easy energy. And we also have the support, the amazing support of Pluto. It's like a final gift, right? Because it's at the very, very, very end of the sign of Capricorn. And so now it's like, you know what? The people are going to have the power, and uh, what you thought that you craved so badly, then you just realize, like, oh, you know what? I can let go of that sense of I need to control, and then to implement something new in my life, and something that is more empowering for myself. So the lessons, of Pluto in Capricorn, they come to an end right now, and you can feel this. You can feel this during this full moon, and it's something that is gentle, but that is just easy, and you don't feel like, oh, a chapter is closing and it's so hard for me to say goodbye to this. Not at all, because you have that conjunction with Uranus that makes it just like, damn, like, it was so easy, and now I get it, and I'm ready for it. What's next, right? Uranus is also that excitement of what the future holds, and so also because Pluto is gonna jump into Aquarius, you can see the premises of what this new life is gonna be about. So that's gonna be very interesting to follow for sure. Last but not least, we have Mercury that forms a T-square between the big square of 2024 between Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces. They're gonna form an exact square in December, and a last one, but they would have changed sign by then. So Jupiter will be in Cancer and Saturn in Aries. So it's like Mercury is sliding, through while they are having that, long conversation, but it's like almost exact now. And especially because Mercury is going to come, so now forward, but then backwards, because he's going to turn retrograde and then forward again. So we have that first walkthrough, this square between Jupiter and Saturn. So we are getting the final lessons as well of the mind and what the beliefs, what you wanted to, okay, this I want to make bigger. in my life, Jupiter. This I want to believe, and I want to trust, and I can see it, and it's so cool, and I'm gonna do all of this. And Saturn on the other side is like, not so fast. And so Saturn is making sure that, okay, that's cute and all nice and all, gold and perfect and beautiful and okay, but no, chill. Let's build a structure around this and make sure that you have what it takes. Work, work, work. Place all the foundations for you first, and then we'll see about expansion and growing. But grow steadily and grow. Make sure that when you grow, it's something that is solid. And so Mercury is getting through this square, acknowledging that, okay, some things need to actually be done before just jumping, out the window and hoping to fly. And so, yeah, Saturn is going to make sure that we understand this. But Saturn is also going to make sure that we get the rewards. And Saturn always, always, always rewards and always delivers. I absolutely adore Saturn. And so, yeah, if you worked for it, and if you are diligent, if you are like serious about it, you gave it time, you gave it energy, you gave of you, for this dream of yours or this project or this relationship and so on, then Saturn is going to make sure that now you can see that like the dots connect, and then you have a better insight. And maybe you are having conversations about things that will help you to get there. So because it's Mercury, you can see either way you have been diligent, and yeah, it just makes sense. So you are getting a first wave of confirmation that, okay, this I deserve, and this is really for me, and this I love. And so the things that I'm doing right now, maybe it's paperwork for creating your own enterprise, a company, right? Or it's having a serious conversation about a contract or a relationship that is not suiting you anymore, that doesn't make any sense, right? And so, or maybe you have to move somewhere, and you are looking at places to live in, and then you have to meet with a real estate agent, or things like this. So that's the first wave, and then it's actual tangible rewards. Like you can see how Saturn is giving you that first wave of, okay, but you need to do this. Now you need to talk about this. Now you need to sign this. So because that's Mercury, it's going to be about contract and all that is related to communication. And so we're going to see that for this expansion that Jupiter is promising, on the other side, then we need to do this. Just Saturn is making sure that, oh, hold on, do this first, because it's important if you want to access Jupiter. It's like it's holding the reins, right? But it's actually to train you to then get access to Jupiter on the other side of Gemini. Now, for each and every sign, for Aries, this happens in your second house. So you will have a sense of self-worth, being just like, I get it now. You know what? I just get it. Maybe that's a like surprise in income that you are receiving, but definitely it's an upgrade of what you are actually worth in your life. So make sure that you understand that this is to stay. So appreciate this time to, just acknowledge that, okay, this is what I prefer. This is what my personality is about. Saturn is also going direct in your 12th house. So it can be like, finally you feel like not being so, I have a duty to give myself to others and to actually give away my personality. That is very hard for Aries people usually. And so Saturn in your 12th house going direct is going to make sure that now you feel like a sense of relief. if you have been kind of feeling isolated or trapped with something, or maybe you wanted to improve your own spirituality and your spiritual life, then this is a time where you see the results of this and you finally feel a sense of comfort in being by yourself. But it's also like, you know what? I deserve also my inner peace. I don't have to give myself to others and completely surrender to humanity. I also deserve to be one in this humanity. And so I am connecting with the higher purpose, with the higher mind. And my relationship with God is very personal, and my relationship to the universe is something that I really cherish, and that you can see the results. Like you can feel it. It becomes almost like palpable in your inner self. Taurus people, it's in your sign, so it's like a whole new identity. You feel like fresh, like you feel, you know what, this is who I am now, and this is never gonna change. And I'm I'm so proud of all the work that I've put to just access the best version of me. Maybe it's also a change in your appearance that you want to make, right? Or that you just made. And so it makes you feel like, oh wow, it's so me. I cannot believe that I've waited for so long, you know, with the moon. I've waited for so long, and now it's like it makes so much sense. I feel brand new with this, so that's awesome. Saturn is going direct in your 11th house, and so you can see how maybe you had some sort of sorting out in your friends or in your community, and so you had to select kind of you know, the good ones and the bad ones, right? And you had to sort them out, and now you can see how now you can rely on those people. They are, you know, solid ones that you can absolutely count on. Gemini, it's in your 12th house that this full moon is happening, so you can definitely feel a sense of just pure connection with the divine, with the universe. It's like just like this, you decide to go on a, you know, weekend trip by yourself, and you're having a absolute blast because you just feel like you and the universe are one mind only, and that, yeah, you're feeling so connected, and you can feel like you can tap into the whole you know, universal data, like. And so yeah, it's feeling very excited about your spiritual life and the time that you spend by yourself. It can also be very great for artists if you want to be inspired to write, sing, dance, just do yoga, or, you know, it's like you there's a before and after. It's like that experience makes it so real and tangible, but at the same time, it's like you almost jumped into you know, a 5-year future right now. Like you make you are making intense and instant progress with this. Saturn is going direct in your career house, your 10th house, so you can feel a sense of, wow, I've worked for it so much. Like this, what I envision for myself, and how I can, you know, the legacy that I want to leave in, you know, through my lifetime. It's like now you can see how it wasn't just all sacrifices. It's like you are getting more respect, even if, for example, you are looking for a raise, or, you know, for a new position, like a you know, top position in your work. Then you feel like, you know what, nobody's gonna move me from my spot, or you are actually gaining a new position and a new level of integrity, of yeah, just feeling like your own boss. So it's not so much about restriction right now. It could also be a boss that is kind of now just leaving you by yourself and be like, okay, you gain my trust. And so you can feel a sense of release with this. That's going to be very appreciated. Cancer, this full moon is happening in your 11th house. So that's very, very, very nice for you, this full moon, because you have the planet of community and of friendship, that rules the 11th house, in the 11th house right now. So Uranus is actually with your planet, the moon. And so you can feel now that it's like you finally found your teammates, your the best friends that you can ever possibly have a blast with and just connect with, and you're all on the same wavelength. And so just feeling a true sense of connection and of how we say friends are like a second family that you found. This is absolutely the case during this full moon for you. Saturn is going direct in your 9th house of your whole world perspective. So maybe you felt restrained in some kind of way by maybe not being allowed to, or not able to travel, or maybe just the way you see the world. You can, or maybe how you maybe go to school to university, or and then now you can see how the hard work finally starts to pay off. And so not feeling so restricted anymore, feeling like you've gained a certain level of knowledge, and even with the way you think and you see the world. So for example, being very pessimistic about things and having dark thoughts, or whatever, then you can see now, like, you know what, no, now I am able to have kind of a structured mind and work on increasing the quality of my thoughts to actually make my mind and my subconscious mind work for me and get me things. So you can see the results around this topic right now. Leo, this is happening in your 10th house of career and recognition. So this can absolutely be an instant recognition about something. Is just you just find what you are made to do in this lifetime. So it's just clear to you. It's just clear that, this I absolutely adore, and this makes so much sense for me to just pursue on the long term. And so you can very much feel a sense of fulfillment in what you decide to go towards for the long term. Saturn is going finally direct in your 8th house. So you can feel now that the restriction that maybe your partner or professional partner was kind of, dealing with is now resolving. It's like, okay, it's getting better, it's slowly but surely that person works and has installed the necessary foundations for them to increase their work and to actually makes it more solid. So you can see how now you don't have to be that much restrained. It can also be the recognition of your own work through someone giving you the props for the work you've done. And so because the 8th house is also the value that other people are giving you. So it's not necessarily a spouse or a professional partner. It's just sometimes like even your own boss, but the way they see you and what they give to you. So remember, I talked about the value that people, take from you, or the people give you. This is absolutely a moment where you can see that, oh, you know what? No, that person recognizing my work ethic and my value and what I bring to the table is actually very rewarding for me right now. So you can definitely see that that recognition is here. And if it's not, then you are able to give it to yourself. So that's going to be a very good time for you as well. Virgo, this full moon is happening in your 9th house. So you can see the world and your thoughts in a very different light now. It's just clicks. It just clicks. And now you see, you know what? I always thought this. I'm done with this now. It's so clear to me that this is not working. This way of thinking is not working anymore. That's really the ninth house. It's really this way of thinking. And so with Taurus, it's not easy for you to just change the mentality of like the way you process things, right? Especially with the third house in Scorpio. But it's like now it just makes sense and you can detach so easily around all topics that you thought, were ingrained in your mind. Now you're like, you know what? No, actually, this doesn't make sense anymore. I just can see it now. And I know that, you know what? This is not going to work this way. And so you are able to access a new kind of ideas and thoughts because you got it now. You don't need to give value to people that are not giving you your value back, because Saturn is in your opposite sign. Going forward again, it's gonna feel like a relief. You want to grow so much, but you feel like maybe there's no people, in on the other side that reflects that back to you. It's gonna start to change, so that's gonna be very beneficial for you as well. This Saturn, just moving forward. Finally, you will feel a sense of relief, definitely with this seventh house, with where Saturn is. It's just gonna finally, it's moving forward. But the thing with Venus and the value and what you receive from other people is gonna be definitely the main topic for you. Libra, this is happening in your eighth house, so it's how other people value you. It's, of course, especially important for Librans, right? Because you guys, right? You like to have balance and equilibrium in your relationship. And so this gives you a big insight of what you receive from the other person, because it's like personal to you. In Taurus, that eighth house is very personal. What you share, it needs to be proven, right? It needs to be tangible. And so with this moon and Uranus, you are able to just make sense and click like, okay, what do I receive? And can I trust these people? And maybe I can let enter these people, this community, into my, secret, because I can trust them. So you instantly know who you can trust with this moon, and just being able to detach from fears as well. And because the fears that, like, the things you held onto right now just don't make sense anymore. And thanks to this Uranus, you are able to just detach from them that much more. Saturn is going direct in your sixth house, so you could have felt that, you are kind of the maid in your house, right? And so always working and, putting in work and not feeling the rewards, or, maybe exercising and being very like, oh, okay, I need to sacrifice this and I need to pay attention to this and I need to work out hard and I need to eat less and I need to fast once every week. You are seeing the results of this. You can see how the daily life is slowly improving because you put a nice structure around it. And so you can feel like, okay, I got this. Now I can see myself, moving along with this routine, with this daily life that much more. And I don't feel that pressure that much. I'm kind of like being comfortable with this, and I'm down to continue with this. But that's gonna be a great reward time for you. The only thing is, if your work, the work that you do on a daily basis is something that is not honoring you, then it's gonna become very evident, and so you can definitely see that no, this is not the way for me, and decide to move forward with a new decision. Scorpios, it's a time of thrill for you. So because Uranus is in your opposite sign, you could have felt that you want something completely different from what you thought you wanted, for years. Now you are able to see how you also need to meet your best friend. Your lover needs to be your best friend as well. And so it needs to be thrilling. Yes, of course, intense because you're a Scorpio, so of course, but it also needs to have that fresh energy and maybe to detach and to let go of things that you required from a partner. So the partner and you, by doing so, is allowed to be that much more free, and so you feel more free as well in a relationship. But because Saturn is moving forward finally in your fifth house, you also require that love to be sincere and to be very mature and to be something that you can count on. You don't want something superficial, but Scorpio usually don't. But especially now, like you could have felt like you kind of close your heart and you were like saying, no, I don't want it. But now you're like, oh, you know what? Okay, let me just open my heart to things, because it's, I'm gaining control of my own emotions and what I want in a relationship. And now it makes so much sense. So maybe you can, find someone right now, even if you have no one right now in your life. There's just like a symbol or, a person that is just like showing you what you want in a partner. And so you are able to make that much more sense of what is a true, beautiful relationship for you that is gonna bring you a lot of happiness. And so Saturn is making sure as well that you take this seriously and that you take time in your relationship or your future relationship. Sagittarius, this is happening in your sixth house. So this is just a delight of, you know what, I think I've found a new thing that I would love to implement in my daily routine, in my daily life, like a super ingredient, because it's the moon with Uranus. So maybe, that's what it's about. Or, just a workout routine or something that you do every day that is just delightful and that you're like, you know what, yes, this I absolutely adore. And this is so beneficial to my health and to my to my mental health as well, that I want to, this I love and I'm gonna keep it for sure. So this is very nice. You also have Saturn going direct in your fourth house. And so that Saturn is making sure that you rebuild the foundations of your home. Maybe figuratively, maybe it was literally changing, I don't know, like a floor, or, just making a new closet or whatever, but you also feel more emotionally stable. So because Sagittarius, usually they love to if right? Sagittarius, they love to see a life in a very bright light, and that's absolutely the right thing to do. But they can also lack sometimes a sense of responsibility for things, and a sense of, okay, but what's real? What can you actually bring in terms of practicality, and that you can use, not just something fun, but something that is actually going to be useful. And so this is now a time where you feel like, yeah, you know what? I grew up. And now I am ready to just become an anchor for other people, where I can show them that they can count on me as well. Capricorn, this is happening in your fifth house. So this can very much be a kind of love at first sight, or, like a fun activity, hanging out with friends and having the time of your life by, doing like, I don't know, going to sing in karaoke, or just like going to an amusement park or whatever. But you can feel the joy of being alive, and of just feeling grateful to be alive. Honestly, this moon is just giving you the chills of life, what life is about, and that you need to just appreciate the little moments and everything that is around you. With that Uranus and that moon in the sign of Taurus, it's just, appreciate the present moment and just cherish your life. You can also have a better mental health with this Saturn going forward in your third house. So maybe you have felt that you were lacking a sense of communication because someone didn't want to hear you, or you kind of like put some restraints on your voice. Now you can feel like, you know what, I grew up also in my way of speaking and what I require for my communication to be like. So it's not about quantity, it's about quality of exchanges. And maybe, I was, before I felt very alone and by myself when I didn't receive of course I'm exaggerating, but 40 text messages a day. Now you're like, you know what? You don't need to send me that many, and I don't need to send you that many. It's just like, I can trust you, and just thinking about that person or that person thinking about me and sending one little thing is actually showing me that they are reliable, that they are here for me when I need. And so that is what's solid, and that's what's count in relationships. So you can really feel like there's a new you in terms of communication with others. Aquarius, this full moon is happening in your fourth house. So it's definitely about a shift at home because it's the moon. And with Uranus, it's definitely changing and doing something bold at home. So either you're with your family of origin or literally in your house. That you just want to make a brand new change, and it gives you an excitement. It gives you the, okay, let's do it. I'm so down for this to, just paint this, this room totally yellow, and it's going to be so fun, and let's do it all together. And yeah, and it's just going to change your whole mood. And so you feel that much more excited at home and good at home. You feel good in your environment. So you can just like detach also from the past and being able to just be like, you know what, it doesn't count anymore. I decide to live right now and to look at what the future holds that much more than just holding old grudge, because that's not going to work with Uranus anyway. So Uranus is like, no, you know what? Just focus on what's coming because that's going to be amazing. You also have Saturn going forward in your second house finally, because Saturn in the second house is really not easy. It's not an easy energy. So when it comes to finances or your self-worth, you can feel like, you know what? I've honed my skills. I've owned way better a sense of who I truly am and what I have for me. And so those skills, that worth, my sense of this is what I deserve is solid now. And so you can easily feel like you are more stable in this, and that you don't have to wonder about what other people are gonna, say about me or whatever. No, it's just like it's very solid. So now Saturn is just releasing a little bit of pressure of being mindful with money and having to save instead of spending and buying everything you want. So it's like, okay, you know what? Now I get that maybe I need to watch my incomes and watch my spendings and save more, but I actually also enjoy the fact that I have this for myself, and so I can buy this for myself because I deserve it, but also not having to buy something for you to prove to yourself your own worth. And reward yourself with things, but you don't need to own a lot of things to feel secure. Finally, Pisces, this full moon is happening in your third house of brothers and sisters, cousins, communication, obviously. And so you can feel like you are able to say whatever you want because something just like unlocked in your mind, in your voice. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I just want to spend time with these people. So it can be neighbor, friends that you consider like brothers or sisters. And so it's like a sense of not even having to talk that much, and you just know that the other person is on the same wavelength as you. And so that's so rewarding because you feel like you are being understood by people. So understanding comes with the moon, and the Uranus part of that full moon is bringing you the just the electricity, the wavelength that is on the same, that is like magnetic with that other person. And so you can really feel like, wow, communication is so easy with this person. It's thrilling, honestly. So that's going to be very exciting for you. And especially because you have Saturn now moving direct. Saturn has been in your sign, still is in your sign, and finally moving direct again. And so now it's like, you know what? I'm becoming an adult now. I know that it's not so much about, I don't know who I am because I follow the flow so much, and I'm just like riding with the what life and God wants for me. Now it's like, okay, I have to also take responsibility for what I want my direction to be like. And so now it's like, yeah, I also want to create something out of it, not just like follow the flow. I want to actually build my own boat to be able to follow the flow, follow the flow on the river, but in my own terms. So you are getting a sense of responsibility in your own life, and maybe also becoming a parent. That can absolutely be the case, or a grandparent. And so, yeah, you feel more responsible, but in a good way. It's like fine tuning your personality and even your appearance. It's like, you know what, now I understand that I need to take care of my appearance, and I need to also honor and respect myself. And so this comes with Saturn going direct. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, of course, to Nadiya Shah for inviting me back on the channel. It's very much appreciated. Have a very, very good full moon in Taurus. Bye.